Bangabandhu, not only leader of Bangladesh but undisputed glorious leader of all Bengalis around the world, comments Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Cinema halls across country to start screening films ensuring proper health guidelines from October 16. Corona onslaught on rise in Europe amid countries taking emergency steps to contain virus spreading. And in Qatar World Cup 2020 North America regional qualifier round, Brazil beat Peru 4-1, while Argentina defeats Bolivia 2-1. Assalamu alaikum, this is Kim Yorin welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. Those were the headlines, let's move on to the details. The economic growth of Bangladesh is in a positive trend while the entire world is exhausted due to the coronavirus pandemic. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) in its latest update released on Tuesday said that Bangladesh is in top position among South Asian nations in GDP growth this year. In addition, the country is among 3 top GDP growth achievers in the world. The IMF says Bangladesh will be able to overcome concussions of the coronavirus outbreak in 4 years on account of its continuous GDP growth. Quoting the IMF report, experts say that the country is now on right tracks to recover its economy. The IMF also says South Asia will see positive economic growth in 2025 and Bangladesh will remain on top then too. A 22-day ban on catching, selling, hoarding and transporting hilsa has set off today in order to protect mother hilsa. The initiative was taken so that hilsa can release eggs smoothly during this prime breeding season of the fish. Bangladesh alone produces 86% hilsa in the world. India is in second position with only a 3% share, followed by Myanmar, Iran and Iraq. The government has been taking measures to save mother and baby hilsa in order to increase in their population. As a result, the country saw a record hilsa production this year. The 22-day ban will be effective in 152 upazilas under 36 districts. The government will give food assistance to fishermen during this period. The ban on catching hilsa will end on November 4th. Fisheries and Livestock Minister S.M. Rizal Karim called upon all to make the mother hilsa saving mission a success. Fisheries and Animal Resources Minister S.M. Rizal Karim took part at hilsa conservation campaign in riverways today for encouraging all concerned, especially the fishermen, to save mother hilsa. Naval Police organized a campaign from Meghna Ghat in Narayanganj to Mohanpur Ghat of North Matlab Upazila in Chandpur. Later, at a view-sharing meeting at Matlab, the Fisheries and Animal Resources Minister briefed fishermen, local public representatives and elites of the society about the importance of the campaign to save mother hilsa. S.M. Rizal Karim said, Naval Police, Coast Guards and members of Bangladesh Navy will conduct patrolling even at night to curb catching hilsa fish. Patrolling will also be conducted from airways using helicopters of Bangladesh Air Force, he added. Later, Fisheries and Animal Resources Minister S.M. Rizal Karim formally inaugurated the Hilsa Conservation Campaign 2020. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said the government is trying to come out from the culture of impunity which was introduced by BNP in the country. He made the remarks at a virtual press briefing from his official residence in the capital today. Mentioning government's tough position against irregularities, corruption and social crimes, Obaidul Qadir said the government's tough stance is reflected by issuing an ordinance adding the provision of death penalty for rape in the existing Women and Children Repression Prevention Law.
দেশে বিচারহীনতার যে সংস্কৃতি ৭৫-এর পর বিএনপির হাত ধরে চালু হয়েছে তা থেকে বেরিয়ে আসার চেষ্টা করছে শেখ হাসিনা সরকার। অনিয়ম, দুর্নীতি এবং সামাজিক অপরাধের বিরুদ্ধে সরকারের অবস্থান অত্যন্ত কঠোর নারীর প্রতি অবমাননা, সহিংসতা ও ধর্ষণের বিরুদ্ধে বিদ্যমান আইনে মৃত্যুদণ্ডের বিধান যুক্ত করে অধ্যাদেশ জারি করার মধ্য দিয়ে সরকার কঠোর মনোভাবের প্রতিফলন ঘটিয়েছে।
The Road Transport and Bridges Minister also said the government of Sheikh Hasina has introduced culture of justice in the country. Obadul Kader said, no matter how influential the criminal is, no criminal is acquitted of a crime. Despite having party identity, the government did not release anyone during the Awami League government's tenure.
এখন কোনো অপরাধী অপরাধ করে ছাড় পায় না। অপরাধী যত প্রভাবশালী হোক বা দলীয় পরিচয়ের হোক, কাউকে প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনা রেহাই দেননি। একটি স্বার্থান্বেষী মহল দেশে বিদেশে উদ্দেশ্যমূলক গুজব ছড়াচ্ছে। আমি দেশবাসীকে এই স্বার্থান্বেষী মহলের এ সকল উদ্দেশ্যমূলক অপপ্রচারে বিভ্রান্ত না হওয়ার আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি। দেশের জনগণ শেখ হাসিনার সাথে রয়েছে, তার নেতৃত্বের উপর মানুষের আস্থা রয়েছে।
Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmud said, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is not only a leader of Bangladesh, but also a legendary leader of all Bengalis across the globe. He was speaking at a discussion marking the birth centenary of Bangabandhu organized by the Jatiyo Ganotantrik Party at the National Press Club today. Dr. Hassan Mahmud said some political parties, including BNP, could not recognize Bangabandhu due to their substandard thoughts.
বঙ্গবন্ধু কোনো দলের নয়, বঙ্গবন্ধু পুরো জাতির, বঙ্গবন্ধু পুরো বাঙালির, পৃথিবীর সমস্ত বাঙালির হচ্ছে বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান। বিএনপি সহ কিছু রাজনৈতিক দল এই বঙ্গবন্ধুকে স্বীকার করতে চায় না। একদিন সময় আসবে তারাও বঙ্গবন্ধুকে স্বীকার করবে, বঙ্গবন্ধুর অবদানকে স্বীকার করবে। এটি তাদের ব্যর্থতা। ধর্ষণ সহ নানা ধরনের ঘটনা, সেগুলো বন্ধ করার লক্ষ্যে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর নির্দেশনায় দ্রুততম সময়ের মধ্যে আইন সংশোধন করা হয়েছে। পার্লামেন্ট অধিবেশনের জন্য অপেক্ষা না করে রাষ্ট্রপতির অধ্যাদেশের মাধ্যমে সে আইন কার্যকর করা হয়েছে, যাতে এই অনাচার বন্ধ হয়। সেজন্য এই আইন সংশোধন করা হয়েছে, সর্বোচ্চ শাস্তি মৃত্যুদণ্ডের বিধান রেখে। অথচ আমি কাগজে দেখলাম, টেলিভিশনে শুনলাম যে বিএনপি এটি নিয়েও সমালোচনা করেছে। এটির কারণ একটাই হতে পারে, তারা নিজেরাই অনাচারের সাথে যুক্ত ছিল বিধায় তারা এই আইন সংশোধনের সমালোচনা করছেন কিনা সেটি হচ্ছে আজকে জনগণের প্রশ্ন। তারা চায় না দেশ থেকে অনাচার দূর হোক।
President Mohammad Abdul Hamid is on his way to Dubai of the United Arab Emirates for a health checkup. A regular flight of Biman Bangladesh Airlines carrying the president took off from Hazrat Shahjahan International Airport at 6:55 p.m. Agriculture Minister Dr. Abdul Razak, the Cabinet Secretary, Chiefs of the three services, the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, and high civil and military officials saw the president off at the VVIP lounge of the airport. The head of the state is scheduled to conduct his health checkup at the American Hospital in Dubai. After a medical checkup, President Mohammad Abdul Hamid is expected to return home on October 22nd. Agriculture Minister Dr. Abdul Razak has said the government is working with the highest importance on mechanization of agriculture to increase agricultural productivity and reduce costs. He said this at a workshop titled Research Review and Program Formulation through video conference organized by Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute today. Director General of Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute Dr. Muhammad Nazirul Islam presided over the program, while State Minister for Youth and Sports Zahida Hassan Russell, Agriculture Secretary Muhammad Nasiruzzaman, Director General of Department of Agricultural Extension Dr. Muhammad Abdul Moeed, Bangladesh Agricultural Development Corporation Chairman Muhammad Saidul Islam, Director General of Bangladesh Sugarcane Research Institute Dr. Muhammad Amzad Hussain, Agriculture Scientist Dr. Qazi Badruddoza, among others, were present in the workshop. In the program, speakers emphasized in biotechnology research in modernizing agriculture of the country. The Election Commission has taken all necessary preparations to hold the by-elections of Dhaka 5 and Dhaka 18 constituency in free and peaceful atmosphere. Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda said this while briefing reporters after a coordination meeting on law and order at the Election Commission Secretariat in the capital today. Presided over by the Chief Election Commissioner, the meeting was attended by Election Commissioners Mahbub Talukdar, Rafiqul Islam Begum, Kobita Khanam and Brigadier General retired Shahadat Hossain Chaudhry, Senior Secretary of Election Commission Muhammad Alamgir, Senior Secretary of the Home Ministry Mustafa Kamaluddin, Inspector General of Police Benazir Ahmed and Director General of Rapid Action Battalion Chaudhry Abdullah Al-Mamun. 16 COVID-19 patients died in the last 24 hours in the country, increasing the death toll from the pandemic to 5,593. The recovery count rose to 2,97,449 after another 1,576 recovered during the period. A press release of the Director General of Health Services said today. It said the tally of infections has surged to 3,82,959 with 1,684 new cases being confirmed. Moving on to international news. As winter is knocking in Europe, the coronavirus has risen again with renewed venom. Case numbers have been rising, and in their wake, hospital admissions are also rising fast again in many countries. Hospitals in Paris could have 90% of their intensive care beds filled by the end of next week. France President Emmanuel Macron is expected to announce further restrictions in a televised address today. Local media reports suggest that cities considered hotspots, including Paris, could face evening curfews. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said she was watching with great concern the situation in Europe and added that the situation continues to be serious. Meanwhile, the Czech Republic is imposing a 3-week partial lockdown, shutting schools, bars and clubs. Restaurants will be closed and public consumption of alcohol is banned. In the Netherlands, a partial lockdown was announced and masks have become compulsory in public indoor spaces. The British government prepares to unveil a range of new lockdown rules. Meanwhile, COVID-19 global death toll now reaches 10,92,639 with more than 3,84,80,000 people infected. On the other hand, more than 2,89,26,465 people have recovered so far. U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden has criticized Donald Trump's handling of COVID-19 while courting elderly voters in the key battleground state of Florida. He told them that the president saw seniors who have been more at risk at the pandemic as expendable. There are sharp policy differences between the two candidates on COVID-19. In Pennsylvania, Mr. Trump told thousands of supporters he felt like Superman after his COVID treatment. The president tested positive for the virus on 1st October, spent 3 nights in hospital, and was cleared by doctors to return to the campaign trail at the weekend, holding his first rally in Florida on Monday. Former Chief Minister of Indian-administered Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, has been freed by Indian authorities more than a year after her detention. She was detained on 5th August last year when the Indian government stripped the region of its partial autonomy. She was put under house arrest under a controversial law that allows detention without charge for up to 2 years. Her daughter had filed a petition in the Supreme Court challenging her mother's detention. Back to national news. State Minister for Information Dr. Mohammad Murad Hassan has said late Mohammad Nasim worked for strengthening Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's hand till death, following the ideals of father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He said this while addressing a memorial meeting at the National Press Club today. Bangabandhu Academy organized a discussion meeting in memory of Mohammad Nasim. Dr. Murad Hassan said Awami League President member late Mohammad Nasim was a very hard worker. He loved people very much from the core of his heart. Murad Hassan said that Mohammad Nasim was always vocal against the anti-liberation forces and the killers of Bangabandhu. A two-member delegation led by Turkish ambassador to Dhaka, Mustafa Osman Turan, paid a call on State Minister for Disaster Management and Relief Affairs, Dr. Mohammad Inamur Rahman, at the Secretariat today. During the call-on, the State Minister said that the role of Turkey to overcome Rohingya crisis in Bangladesh was very praiseworthy. He informed the ambassador the government is working so that all homeless families of the country can get disaster resilience houses. The Turkish ambassador said Turkey is interested to cooperate for building disaster resilience houses for houseless people of Bangladesh. Disaster Management and Relief Affairs Secretary Mohammad Mohsin was present during the call-on. Turkish ambassador to Dhaka Mustafa Osman Turan paid a call on State Minister for ICT Junaid Ahmed Polok at ICT Tower in Argagar in the capital today. During the meeting, they discussed different issues including continuous advancement of ICT sector, investment potentiality in ICT sector, and technology transfer. The State Minister sought cooperation of Turkish government for further development of the country's ICT sector. Turkish ambassador expressed hope to work with Bangladesh government to build digital Bangladesh. Managing Director of High Tech Park Authority Hosnera Begum was present during the meeting. Information Secretary Kamrun Nahar today inaugurated the Film Museum at Bangladesh Film Archive Bhavan in Dhaka. The Information Secretary said the museum will be helpful for the researchers to conduct their research work on the history and tradition of Bangla cinema. Later, the Information Secretary inaugurated the Bangabandhu Corner in the museum. Director General of Bangladesh Film Archives Mohammad Nizamul Kabir and concerned officials were present on the occasion. The Information Ministry has given permission to all concerned to screen films in the country's cinema halls from October 16th. The ministry today issued a circular permitting all concerned authorities to open the cinema halls, keeping at least half of the number of seats in the cinema halls vacant, ensuring proper hygiene and social distancing during the prevailing COVID-19 situation. Now news from the world of sports. Brazil beat Peru by 4-2 in the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifiers in South America region. Brazilian sensation Neymar scored a hat-trick goal in this match with 2 goals from penalties. Richarlison scored the other one for the 5-time world champion. Andre Carrillo and Renato Tapia scored 1 goal each for Peru. Hours earlier, Argentina beat Bolivia by 2-1, winning in the altitude of La Paz of Lima for the first time since 2005. Lautaro Martinez and Joaquin Correa scored 1 goal each for Argentina. Marcelo Martins is the only scorer for Bolivia. In other matches, Colombia were held to a 2-2 draw in Chile, Uruguay lost by 4-2 in Ecuador, and Paraguay beat Venezuela by 1-0 away. Before we end the bulletin, headlines once again. Bangladesh leading South Asian countries in current year's GDP growth, reveals IMF report. Hillshire Conservation Campaign starts today as netting, transportation, sale and preservation of hillshire banned until November 4. Government doing its best to come out of culture of impunity being introduced in country, says Obaidul Qadir. Bangabandhu, not only leader of Bangladesh but undisputed glorious leader of all Bengalis around the world, comments Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Cinema halls across the country to start screening films, ensuring proper health guidelines from October 16th. Corona onslaught on rise in Europe amid countries taking emergency steps to contain virus spreading. And in Qatar World Cup 2020 North America regional qualifier round, Brazil beat Peru 4-1, while Argentina defeats Bolivia 2-1. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us.